started first time. That's amazing.
Gerry is life on wheels, continually wheels in motion.
Gerry's lived and breathed automobiles since the day he was born. They call it having gasoline in your veins.
A lot of the vehicles that he has are vehicles that he always wanted to own when he was growing up.
Gerry is a man who is driven, and every day is an adventure.
One of the reasons I'm not a very good golfer is that my dad didn't allow us to do sports. We had to work. That's my excuse anyway. I was rather mischievous.
He got into trouble climbing out the window by curfew, and my grandpa wasn't happy with him.
He used to steal his dad's car, him and his brothers.
Gerry, because he was the youngest, he was the one that was always in charge of grabbing the keys.
They push the car down the road, start it up, and go for a drive. My grandfather didn't find out till his 80th birthday. They've been doing this for about 5 years.
My dad was a small Ford dealer in Scotland, and his claim to fame was he was the only dealer in Scotland who would convert cars to hand controls for disabled folks.
So if there was a gentleman without any arms, he would be able to change so that he was able to drive based on a pedal on the floor, and I think a slipper was put on the floor with a steering wheel attached to it so he could make turns.
Well, I didn't know at the time, but we were being trained to take care of people.
Gerry's plan was to come across Canada with his pal, and he was going to Papua New Guinea to visit his brother.
Something that doesn't happen very often, but a Scotsman ran out of money.
We got to Calgary, flat broke when we got here, so we had to go to work.
So he would give construction a go, and I think it was shortly after that he fell off the roof and broke an arm, and I have no idea why he was on a ladder, why he was on a roof.
I finally decided that I would go sell cars. Just after Christmas one year, I still pretty broke. I sent my dad a telegram. So the telegram read this: "No man, no fun, your son." And the next day, I got a reply back from my dad that said, "Too bad, so sad, your dad." I was 10 years with Macklin Ford, sold cars and was a manager for 5, and then met my wife, Elaine, along the way.
I came out to Calgary for a couple days to visit my sister, Marilyn, and Marilyn lived in the same apartment block.
The story goes that my dad begged my aunt to introduce him to her sister, and she finally did.
I had to take her sister along with me. 3 of us went on our first date.
He said he could snow ski and met him up at Sunshine, and he arrived as Sherlock Holmes in a deerstalker hat, a trench coat, and I think he forgot his gloves. He thought it would be easier to go over to Scotland married for his sister's reception of the year and a half before she got married. Maybe we should get married first and it'd be easier. And that was the proposal.
Elaine's been a big support for Gerry over the years, through the raising of their children to the operation of the business.
Hey guys, how are we doing today?
Awesome. How are you?
Gerry's on top of everything when it comes to day-to-day operations at the dealership. He lives and breathes the automotive industry. It's not work for him to come in, chat with the employees, see how things are going in parts, service, sales.
We have 600 employees, and we've got 6 dealerships, and we have an auto body center.
The old saying is find something you love and you never have to work a day in your life, and that's exactly what he's done.
We have a Down syndrome daughter, and we have a tremendous amount of satisfaction and fun in helping folks with special needs.
I have a really good relationship with him. He's so protective.
One of the biggest charities that Gerry has supported is the PrEP program, which is a program for children with Down syndrome to integrate them into the regular school system.
The minute Gerry and Elaine discovered this wonderful program, they went, I want every child in Calgary to be able to access this program.
Two people in Gerry's life, one was his mom and the other is Megan, who keep Gerry in line.
My dad said to me when I was leaving, give you a little advice, he said, you got the gift to get. And that has proven to be invaluable.
I think Gerry will be remembered for not only being a great car guy, but being a compassionate business leader.
When you go the extra mile, there's never a traffic jam.
He looks for perfection. Sometimes it isn't always achievable, and he ends up landing on excellence, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
I had no idea where Calgary was when I first arrived, and I couldn't have picked a better place. We'd just like to be remembered as somebody that has really made a difference, and that would be just fine.